Hi Amber. I have to make this quick because I have to go to school and let out my dog still and blah 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 blah. So anyways, I tried to find some April Fool's fun facts for you. So, you mentioned that we can only do it till noon. Now, we're not the only people that do that, but in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and some countries in South Africa, April Fool's Day is only celebrated until 12 o'clock noon. And if you try to perform a prank after noon, you're considered an April Fool. But like in Ireland, France, United States, they practice fools all day, which I thought was kind of neat. So don't go to US afternoon and expect not to be pranked. Personally, because we only do it till noon, I try to sleep in until noon on April 1st. I don't want to get pranked. So anyways, the origin is hazy, as for most silly holidays like this, but they think it was adopted when we adopted the Gregorian calendar over the Julian. They had something called May Day, which was supposed to be May 1st of the Julian calendar, and it was like their day of harvest or whatever. Like they'd have to start planting seeds and shit. Not harvest, you know what I mean. They'd plant seeds. And when the calendar changed, right, it would have been April 1st. But they were still supposed to, I don't know. Anyways, a lot of people would get really confused on April 1st and start planting their seeds, and they were the April Fools for planting all their seeds a month early. Another thing is, I don't know if you're a fan of the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer, which are really good, by the way, but The Nun's Tale of Two Fools, if you read it, she says the story takes place on March 32nd, which would actually be April 1st, April Fool's Day. So I thought that was kind of neat. And I was looking through some of the funny pranks that like people have pulled in the past, and I think some of them are really cute. Like in 1998, a lot of these happened in like 98 or 96 or whatever. Alabama, the legislator, posted an article in the New Mexicans for Science and Reason, like a journal or a newsletter or something. And they claimed that their legislator that searched for science and logic had voted to change the value of pi to the biblical value of 3 instead of what we call pi now. And it had passed. So now pi in Alabama was 3. Just 3. Really easy to remember, isn't that? Yeah. So, a lot of people freaked out about that. One that I thought was really, really funny was on a BBC program in 1957 called Panorama, where they were harvesting spaghetti trees, and they were going into great detail about how you had to be careful when you harvested the spaghetti trees, because you don't want to like break the spaghetti, and you have to be careful of the spaghetti weevil, a pest that they had to eradicate from the harvest, and it was really funny. And a bunch of people actually called the BBC and be like, oh, how can we get spaghetti trees? Like, silly people. A Burger King did something in USA Today in 1998 where they advertised for a left-handed Whopper, where like all the stuff would drip out of the right side instead of the left, you know, for left-handed people. And people actually went into Burger King restaurants asking for left-handed Whoppers, and a lot of people, instead of just ordering a Whopper, asked for the old right-handed Whopper, which I thought was really cute. And this is one of my favorites, the Taco Liberty Bell. Okay, in 1996 there was a full-page ad in the New York Times where Taco Bell claimed to have purchased the Liberty Bell to reduce the country's debt, and renamed it to Taco Liberty Bell. Now, the White House press actually played along when Mike Curry heard this, and Mike Curry was the secretary at the time, and instead of saying, no, we haven't sold the Liberty Bell, it was still April 1st. So they said, yes, we also sold the Lincoln Memorial, which will now be called the Lincoln Mercury Memorial. So I thought it was cute that White House played along. Anyways, as for quote week, of course, I have one from Voltaire. I'm sure you're not surprised, but it's not the one I usually would have picked. It's, all murderers are punished unless they kill in large numbers and to the sound of trumpets. And I love that. I really do. You can tell Voltaire was very pro-life, pro-choice, pro-freedom, anti-war, anti-establishment, etc., etc. I love Voltaire. I really do. So, I don't really have anything else to say. I have to go to school. So, and I know I already gave you a quote, but I'm going to give you a funny quote from Voltaire to end off with. Behind every successful man is a surprised mother-in-law. Cute, eh? See you later.